All right, I think we fucking made it. Dude, I'm telling you, I've said this many, many times. If you're new to this channel, you're going to get to hear a little rant for a second. So, I've said this to many people. I discovered really early that I rarely, very, very rarely get mad at people. Like, obviously you get annoyed at things, but like I always understand why people do stuff, even though it pisses me off or whatever, the action that they do. But I rarely, I don't know, hate people or anything like that. But I certainly hate things. And one of the big ones that I hate is electronics. I'm like, your only job is to do this one fucking thing and you can't do it. And then when it doesn't work and you're like, why doesn't it work? Like a computer. It should work, but all of a sudden it's just not doing that one thing. That's the kind of stuff that just throws me overboard. So when my internet works all freaking week like normal, and then as soon as I want to go live for 1 hour, all of a sudden it just stops working. That's the kind of stuff that throws me into a conniption fit. I like that. I haven't said that in a long time. So anyway, we are here. We're fucking 12 minutes late, but nonetheless, somehow the internet's working probably until it's not going to work again in the next 10 minutes because it just wants to stop working for some odd reason that we can't explain. Electronics and weather. Two things are just going to crush my soul. All right. Fran, I'm sorry it took us a bit to get up here, but it is time for the Fran Stand Sham. Here we go. We are going to get into this. We do have 8 people. Looks like we have Scott finally fucking woke up. He's probably late. But we are here. Where's Para? Para hasn't been around for the last couple of times. Where is that dude? Also, we need to get Manny back because if I'm not mistaken, I'm looking at the schedule. Let's see. We have a hodgepodge coming up, and Manny and Para have not turned in their songs. Go figure. So on June 9th, well, that's a month from now, so they have some time, but they're the only 2 that haven't turned in their songs for the June 9th hodgepodge, I think is what it's actually a gift for a Mr. Superman set. And those 2, Manny, I don't even know if does Manny even know that he has a set or has a song on a set? So we are booked all the way through, if you look at the schedule, June 23rd. So we are over a month and a half booked out. And then just a note, I will bring this up again as time gets closer, but on July 3rd through July 10th, I will be going to Denver. And so I will not be having sets, obviously, if I'm in Denver. So that's going to be a little bit of a break. So if you look on the schedule, it says June 28th. And then that's the set that has been turned in by Mr. Ryan, or it's actually another gift. Which, by the way, okay, so we just have to give thanks to Mr. Superman James Yu, because He has filled the void of Colin. Colin has been gone now for a little while. He actually even been around for like, a couple weeks, 3 weeks. And he was like the father of the channel of just giving people free songs and free money. Now, not as much as Colin, but James has actually picked that up. And Jim has picked that up for Colin. And there has been at least 5 or 6 sets and songs or whatever it may be that Jim has paid for people. So I just want to acknowledge him publicly and say, that's a great thing to do. That's cool. There's not many times that people in a world will do stuff like that and just give free things like that. So nice job, Jim. Colin, we miss you. We wish you'd come back. I hope everything's going well there in England with, your new job and all that other stuff that's going on. But that is the schedule. If you're ever wondering, you just go back to the schedule and check. Tomorrow, we have a Casey Kasem's Top 40, and we're going to get into the bottom 20. So it's going to be 20 to 16. So if you have forgotten, you better show up here tomorrow, and hopefully the internet's working then. It'll probably just stop right when I start it. And then we will go through a 20 through 16 Casey Kasem's to find out who's going to be the champion of the 2024 Best Casey Kasem's Top 40 Countdown. Who is that going to be? I think Scott K is in the lead right now, if I'm not mistaken. But come find out. That is tomorrow. So here we go with Fran. See what she has to say for us. She says, this set is probably a better fit for this male-dominated bunch of music lovers. I don't know. I really feel like a couple of them are not male. They may present as male, but they're not. I'm not going to say who, but although growly vocals are not my thing. Oh God, is this going to be a Scott and Ryan set? I am quite a longtime metal girl. Okay, this set includes a few of my favorites that are not in the list. Don't say I didn't warn you. There are 6 fairly short songs. Short's good, especially if it's shitty vocals. So for my first song, you must have a sense of humor. I don't, so that's a problem. This 3-piece band is so much fun live that merely listening to a studio recording is not truly indicative of their skills. They are a Swedish metal band that I've seen twice. Did you see them in Sweden? I doubt it. The last time by the way, speaking of Sweden, just a little side note. The most beautiful place I've ever seen, now this is just my experience, is Glacier National Park up in Upper Montana. And I've heard that Banff, which is the same chain, just in Canada, is just as beautiful, if not more beautiful than Glacier. I think California's, the redwoods and all that other stuff is a close second. But I think Glacier National Park is the most beautiful sight I've ever seen. However, the mountains in Sweden, in the pictures that I've seen in Sweden, I think might top the mountains, that the look and the beauty that is Glacier. So I would love to go to Sweden just to see the freaking awesome mountains that they have there. The range there just looks absolutely beautiful. Anyway, back to this. The last time I saw them, my 2 youngest daughters at the show were mortified that I caught the shiny silver battery-operated sex toy that was thrown into the crowd. I'm sure Galen was not happy either. My poor kids. You were replaced, Galen, for a little bit, or secretly a little bit, with a sex toy. This song is referencing the one widely practiced harvesting of human organs from accident victims in China. And if you've watched Squid Games from Korea, they do that too. Just kidding. It's fantasy. Families would be notified that their loved ones were deceased, when it was not always the case. It's not as prevalent now, at least that's what I read. But nonetheless, it's a pretty shady industry. I remember them talking about that here in the United States, is if you put donor, like I will be an organ donor on your driver's license, you're setting yourself up to get kidnapped for your organs. I'm sure it doesn't happen much. All right, so here we go with song number 1. Introducing Freak Kitchen with God Save the Spleen. Get it? Get it? All right, here we go. Freak Kitchen. Okay, it's showing. I was like, is there a song on here? Cool. Okay. Sounds very muffled. I like this riff, though. The singing is going to be interesting, I think. Yes, Fran, Grand Tetons are sweet, but they're only just like... It's not bad singing. Here I come now. Sounds like Ryan lost power, I think. The spleen. I love how they're learning Shanghai. Shanghai. I would agree with Adrian. The guitar tone isn't it? But I like the riff. Oh, that was very Frank Zappa-ish. Ooh, see that transition that just went into this part? Great transition. Is it me, or do I feel like the mix is really odd? God save the Queen. God save the Queen. Oh, spleen. Surgery.
It belongs to me. You belong to me. Second grade citizens, prisoners.
Second grade what?
Sure as hell won't cost me any sleepless nights. Your anatomy fits perfect.
I really like the riff. Don't really care for the singing. It's not growling, but it's almost like they're making jokey singing, which they are. By the way, where is Jim? Jim should be here. Okay, solo. I was gonna say, Fran, does he usually sing like this? As Adrian said, kind of parody-ish. Okay. He looks like, I know it's filtered, but it looks like a young Ozzy Osbourne. In the picture to me. Right there. That looks like Ozzy Osbourne to me. Bow down. Bow. And that is the end. All right. So I think that you set me up to think that it was growling. And so when it wasn't growling, I was like, oh, that's pleasant because I'd rather not have growling. But it did not tickle the fancy. As you know, like Jason, who hasn't been around for a long time either, Jason would turn in anime or kind of parody, jokey stuff a lot. And I don't know what it is, but that stuff just does not get my fancy. Like, I don't know. Like the Grinch song was turned in a time. That stuff just doesn't, I don't know. I certainly don't like put it on playlist to listen to it. So that song I really like the riff. I liked his solo, like especially how as soon as I heard him play the solo, I was like, I wish I could play like that. And it's not even that I can't play like that, because I can play technically like that. It's that I don't know music theory enough to know where to go on the fretboard. But, you know. Yeah, exactly, Adrian. I think that he would love that song because it's kind of parody-ish. Freak Kitchen. So I like the riff, didn't like the mix as much. Not a fan of the singing melody line specifically. Like his voice was okay. It's just it was more like he was talking, which I don't tend to like talking lyrics singing. But who knows? All right, let's get into number 2. We've got 6 songs to go. Let's keep this internet going. All right, song number 2 is a bit less obscure, but not on your list. I don't expect this to make many playlists, but the band is a mix of Johnny Cash and Primus. Wait a minute, let me think about that. Johnny Cash and Primus just does not seem like anything could mix there. Oh, I know this band. I have several of their songs on my playlist. I think my perception of them is that people make fun of them or like think that they're like sellouts or something, but I have several of their songs on my gym playlist. This is Volbeat from Denmark with a song called Sad Man's Tongue. I don't think I know this, but I know Volbeat. They're like Five Finger Death Punch to me. Like, I like a lot of Five Finger Death Punch songs, but people make fun of them for some reason. It's not that loud. I can see why it's connected to Johnny Cash now. Let me turn it up. Oh, there's Jim. We were wondering where you were, buddy. Okay, that voice is, his voice is very distinct. He's got such a distinct voice. Every time I've heard them, I feel like they're just straight rock. Like Five Finger Death Punch-ish to me. But I don't know them very well. I just have some of their songs on playlists. Man, he is so distinct in his voice. Halftime. Let me look and see what songs I think of them, or that I have of them on my playlist. Okay. Sounds like Kirk Hammett. A Warrior's Call. I have Warrior's Call. Dead But Rising. So Warrior's Call, and do I have anything else? That was a short song, and I totally get now how it sounds like a mix of Johnny Cash. I get it. When you first said it, I was like, how can you even mix those two? But it makes sense now. But I will have to say I'm going to put 2 over 1. I like that one better. I don't think that I would put that on a playlist. A Warrior's Call, is probably my favorite Volbeat song because it's just got that like energy when I'm at the gym. I was talking to Cucumber a little bit, which where the fuck is Cucumber? And I was telling him because he was saying that he listens to music, and I think a lot of people on this channel just like religiously listen to music. And I said, I just don't listen to music that much. I said, for me, it's pretty much when I'm in my car, which is not often, and when I'm at the gym. Other than those two circumstances, I don't really just sit down and listen to music. Campfire, but I haven't had a campfire yet this year, which I need to do. And I just don't listen to that much music. So I think that's a very big difference between me and probably everybody else on the channel, which is why I like these live streams, because it's like me having to listen to music. And I like that. So I would almost think because of that, that means that my gym playlist is probably what gets played the most. So whatever goes on my gym playlist, since I go to the gym pretty much every day, I probably listen to the most of those songs on a daily basis. Because other than that, I just listen to it in my car and I put on a playlist of whatever I'm feeling that day. And that's the way it goes. So yeah, I cannot just sit down and listen to music. And if I do, like if I'm at work or if I'm sleeping, I do listen to music when I'm sleeping, but it's the same song that just repeats itself. And it's just like a new agey kind of space oriented song. Because I can't sleep to music that's like, you know, loud and dynamic. And if I'm at work, I want something that's not going to distract me. Like I couldn't listen to something that I'm really paying attention to if I'm trying to do work. So that's what this channel gives me. Why did you name a playlist after Jim? Me? I don't know. I just caught that. So let's get on to song number 3. Is a cheesy German power metal band. Shit, Sasha's going to love this, but I'm not. And that I absolutely love. I've seen them several times, and their live shows are such fun. This song was written and recorded by a group of teenagers who went on to become a huge success in Europe and everywhere but the US. This song is from their 1998 sophomore album, Vain Gloria Opera. The band got its name from a high school shop teacher they all had. It's a pretty banging song for a bunch of high school kids. Sweet. This is Edguy with... Wait, is that right? Yeah, this is Edguy. This is Edguy. What a weird name. With No More Foolin'. So Edguy's the band name, and No More Foolin' is the song. Here we go. Sounds like Master of Puppets. It's like almost the same intro. What's up, Jean-Francois? There's that cheesy. Lipstick what? Oh, I didn't. Forgot to put that down, I think. Yeah, this is not my kind of song. Sorry, guys. like I said, the only thing that I noticed was at the very beginning, it sounded like the opening to Master of Puppets. Sasha, of course, puts this first. Wow, Adrian, you put this over one? Sounds like No More. Nice guy. So that's high school? This is actually a high school band? I mean, that in of itself is kind of impressive. His singing sounds like he's old. Joel, this is song number 3. Forgot one, buddy. Wow. Ow! Ow! Yeah, I certainly give Silverchair way more credit. Actually, my high school band was better than both Silverchair and this band. Well, Adrian, technically we were better for sure. I'm not saying me necessarily. I'm talking about the guitar player and drummer. Definitely were kid prodigies. And that is it. Yeah, I think because I had to do a reset, I think it threw a lot of stuff off. Thanks a lot, Internet. Appreciate that. Yes, I would say that song was my least favorite. I would pick one over that for sure. So right now, Volbeat's in the lead for me. Volbeat with the Johnny Cash is in the lead for me. That's just I'm very interested, Fran. So like, the way you started out this email was as if like it was gonna be like growly vocals. I haven't heard growly vocals, and maybe you just mean like raspy, but what do you led me to believe this was going to be like a Scott K. Ryan kind of set with like heavy stuff, but this seems more like which I guess for you, metal would be like this kind of stuff. That makes sense. But this is like Iron Maiden to me, like Iron Maiden kind of music versus like heavy ass growly shit. And you said this set was a better fit for male-dominated bunch of music lovers. I can see that kind of fits, but I think the way you led in with, although growly vocals are not my thing, I'm quite a long-time metal girl, led me to believe this was going to be more of like a heavy, growly, I hate these kind of singing sets. That is kind of cool, though. I'm glad that they were young. It's always cool to see good. I think I might try to play a song that we wrote. We literally wrote this song. It's terrible recording, of course, because we only had a 4-track. We came back for Christmas break, our freshman year of colleges, after we left high school. And in 2 days, we wrote this whole song that I feel like is a great progressive song. Especially when I look back on it, I'm like, we were high schoolers. So I'll have to show that maybe on the channel sometime. All right, song number 4 is a band you all said you don't know. Interesting. How is that possible? Well, you cannot say that after today. You're welcome. Introducing Dirty Loops, a quirky little 3-member project from Sweden. You really like those Swedish boys. I think a lot of guys like Swedish girls too. with some of the most unique arrangements of songs and incredibly talented musicians. The bass player is my favorite by a mile, but they are all very talented. This is Follow the Light. Drums by, I'm not going to even try to say his name. Henrik Linder is the bass player. Vocals and key is Jonah Nilsson. Is that right? Okay, so here we go with, wait, you have Dirty Loops and Corey Wong, Follow the Light, number 4. Let's see how this one hits. Okay, I like so far. Yes! Fuck yeah, this is more my alley. Oh, don't put the filter. Sounds like Michael.
Why don't you just pick up the phone? Ain't it crystal clear that I need you right near?
Got it.
I can make it here alone.
Ooh, that bass player for sure is kicking some ass. Dude, he sounds like Michael Jackson. See, I know Adrian's not gonna like this because it sounds too 80s for him. But this is why 80s fucking rocks. It's got that 80s kind of cheesiness to it with some funk and great musicianship. Good harmonies. Definitely this song by far is the best. But it's got that like keyboard sound, Adrian, that makes it very 80s-ish. Adrian, the only reason number 4 is because the other songs are not nearly as good. This has a very 80s vibe to it. And if you say you like it, that means you have to like 80s a little bit. Scott, this guy is way better than fucking Thank You Scientist. Thank You Scientist sounds airy and too girly. He sounds like Charlie Puth. Is that his name? You can't even compare this to Thank You Scientist singer. He's way better. Double standards my ass. It's just straight up better. Anybody who knows Thank You Scientist would have to admit this guy's abilities are way better, and he sounds way better than Thank You Scientist singer. Oh, is it over? It's an interesting end. Is this like a video series or something like that? Can I go to the next one? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so yeah, he sounded very Michael Jackson-ish, but I feel like his range and his tone were definitely far superior to Thank You Scientist. Thank You Scientist just sounded too airy a lot and just, yeah. It sounded like he was trying too hard. That's what I'm saying. This guy sounds like Charlie Puth to me, and I don't know Charlie Puth much. I just have a couple songs that I've heard, and I'm like, that sounds like this. It's like the modern version of Michael Jackson. Great song. Yeah, very talented. I'm glad we got to listen to that. I think that it's funny because that kind of music, I think, can sometimes go into the cheesy factor because it has got, I think it's the synth sound. Again, has that 80s feel to it or that like smooth jazz feel to it where people are like, including me, can sometimes be like, it's a little bit on the cheesy, but the runs and everything else they were doing made up for any possible cheesiness in that. So yeah, by far that's my favorite of the set. That could go on a playlist. I like that it's shorter. If it was like a lot longer, that I might not, but that'll definitely go on a playlist. Let's get into number 5. Song number 5. And just like Lay's potato chips, you cannot just have one. Okay, this is a short instrumental of just the original Dirty Loops trio. Drums, bass, keys with no vocals. I'm sure this might be a favorite. I hope the video will play. Dirty Loops Coffee Break is Over is the name of the song. Let this one play through the credits. Okay, so here we go. Song number 5. Let me take off the filter. The last one to get blocked. Kind of reminds me of, what was that band, Knower? We had that Knower band on here. This song and the beat sounds like that song. Yeah, I would say Thank You Scientist is a little bit more proggy. They have more like runs that are proggy than this is more. Woo! Okay, outside the bass player maybe, I would say Thank You Scientist technically in the instruments is as good if not better than these guys. Thank You Scientist instrumentally is fucking insane. Does anybody remember the Knower song that I'm talking about that we had? Is with the girl singer. This song reminds me of that a little bit. Especially the tempo. So is the keyboard player the singer too? Nice switch there. I love that. I knew they were going to go back into it. I don't know why, but I actually like 5 more, I think. Or 4. I like 4 more. Yeah, Fran, I would agree with that. When you see like them liking, like, holy shit, how did you just do that? It's great. Okay, so watch the credits. I am. It's interesting, Nick. How do you have 5 and 4 so far apart from each other? They're very similar. Is it because the singing turned you off that much? Got a nice little Africana vibe. The Drunken Sailor song? I don't know that song. Just sounded very Africana to me. All right. So, yes, that's my second favorite song. I don't know if that would go on a playlist. So far, right now, the only one that's for sure going on a playlist would be number 4. Really dug the funky vibe with the good singing, harmonies and all. This instrumental, though good, is not good enough for me to be like, yeah, I want to listen to that again. It wasn't completely memorable. So that brings us to our final song of the day, and we're still at 40 minutes, even with the disruption of 10 minutes because of the stupid internet connection. So these are shorter songs, and there's 6 of them. So let's see what this last one's going to be. And she says, my grand finale, song number 6, my guilty pleasure is not the sex toy that you got, right? Is just in your face headbanging old school heavy metal. Okay, let's see what old school heavy metal means. Nothing special about anything in this song except that it is an old school banger. Saw them live opening for Ozzy years ago and they blew the doors off the room. So good of you, like it hot and heavy. Okay, so it's only 3 minutes and 30 seconds. This is Corrosion of Conformity, Clean My Wounds. I do not know this. Do I need to turn it up? It sounds like an 80s song. You can see why they opened up for Ozzy. Turn it up to 11. This sounds like an Adrian 90s song for sure. Probably why he likes it so far. Adrian's little skater haircut's coming out. It's like growing right now as we speak. Yeah, it sounds familiar-ish, but I don't think I know it. Ooh, I like that. This is definitely more in the pop range. Yeah, it sounds like... Of course, I knew Adrian was going to put this first. This is probably the most straightforward song on the set for sure. I do like the song. I think this could go on a playlist. My 90s playlist, because it just reminds me of 90s music. Yeah, this just really reminds me of the 90s. So, Fran saved the best for last. And that is the end, folks. So, way to wrap us up. We actually got 13 people in here once the, I don't know, people started joining. We are at 11:56. I think that was a very good set. I'm actually most excited about song number 4. It just was very good, something I had not expected, and I of course love kind of funky-ish kind of stuff. So we love the additions that Fran and Galen have brought to the channel. So Fran, we look forward to more sets from you, hopefully, and you as well, Galen, since you had a hard time narrowing down 5 songs, which makes complete sense. But just a reminder, we are completely booked, and basically through June, so a month and a half. And then tomorrow at the same time, hopefully with a good internet connection, we will be having a Casey Kasem's Top 40 countdown, another version of that, which is 20 through 16. So come and find out who's going to take the lead or sustain the lead of songs that made my top 2024 songs 40. And I'm looking forward to it because there's some great songs that are going to be played tomorrow. Hopefully all of you guys can show up. Have a great Saturday. It rained here last night. The storms that they were predicting were not nearly as bad for Columbus. Columbus has like this, or at least since I've been back from Korea, we have this like circle around Columbus called 270, which most cities have like an outer belt around the city. And for the last several years since I've been back, storms come and then they just kind of go around the city because of the shield or whatever. They call it the Columbus Shield. And so last night there was like storms coming right towards Columbus. It was like, okay, these could be bad. And then they just kind of dissipated once they hit Columbus. So it was all right. But today is sucky windy because it's stupid low again. This has been a really shitty spring weather-wise. And it's like 20, 30 mile per hour winds sustained all day long today, ruining a perfectly blue sky that I'm looking at right now. So of course, it happens on a Saturday when I'm going to go out and party my ass off. Me and Joel are going to go out and party. So if you guys are in the Columbus area, you can try to find us. We're going to get into some dangerous shit today. All right, peace out. We'll see you guys here tomorrow. Later.